to do. If I shoot my shot, you gon' be my hood. Be there, you better cause I'm your boots. I gon' lie, girl, you hella cute. So what's the move? Show me how you move. Get too much pressure in the native scene. Don't rock no jewelry, but your aura blings. The way you talk, the way you do your thing. Do your thing, shorty, do your thing.
Wow. Good job, hon. Amazing. Okay. Garlic and ginger, gochugaru. Okay. The whole thing. Yeah, because, well, yeah, we're making a big batch, but also there will be some of the sauce left over too. Okay. So we have red, coarse ground chili powder. We have garlic and ginger in here, and then where's the microplane? I was gonna grind it too. The microplane? No, he's got to go back over and get it up. Okay, so now we're gonna add our fruit element. Okay, this is our sugar element. I do not like to use sugar, but if you don't have apples or pears, or are you carrying? Oh, I thought she was carrying a knife. That's so cool to see kids eating that. I love it. If you don't have apples or pears, you could use a splash of apple juice. You could use apple sauce. You could use honey. You could use agave. You could use maple syrup. It's all going to change the flavor, but you could use those, okay? You just have to have some type of sugar. Why? For the bacteria to eat it. Yep. I should have had you guys do this earlier, but I'm gonna have someone grind these up into here while I add some other things. Okay. So I'm using a microplane. You could like totally use a blender. Again, my mom didn't like to use the blenders. She swore it changed the flavor, so I'm just not used to it. But you absolutely could. You could use an immersion blender. Wow, we're making a lot. These are just the vegetables. This is the daikon radish.
I love the different vegetables we have here.
The green onion, the garlic chives, and the carrots.
Onions?
Yeah, green onion
No,
and radish.
the one that she's trying to...
No,
apple.
apple.
Do you
apple.
want to try that?
It's an Asian pear.
I would like to try.
Yep, Asian pears and then apple.
One apple.
Oh my goodness, it's really delicious looking.
And beautiful, right?
Beautiful, yeah. The different colors.
So what do you think already? So this is just the salted stuff. That's
The
it.
flavors are already mixing because the water's pulling out and it's marinating everything.
Exactly. It's already become something.
Yeah.
You know? So now if you didn't like spice, if you didn't like chilies, you could stop here. You guys, we made Napa kraut.
Yeah.
That's what this is. All sauerkraut is cabbage and salt. That's all it is. Cabbage and salt massaged together. Right here, you could stop. If this is all you had, if this is all you liked, you could stop here, put this into jars, and you would preserve this forever. Right? Well, you know, for years. For as long as you'll eat it. In Korea, for Koreans, we preserve vegetables, and then like the older the kimchi gets, like we have a jar of kimchi. What's the oldest jar we have at home?
Like 7 years old now.
About 7 years old. That's the one. I will not necessarily eat that fresh with some rice. I'll put that into soup. Have you ever had kimchi jjigae, the kimchi soup? That's got to be the old kimchi. You need that old, funky deliciousness in there to make it really flavorful. And that is so good for your gut microbiome as well. Kimchi is medicine. It's even eaten as medicine. It's eaten because we love it, but it's eaten as medicine. 1 tablespoon of kimchi per day for 3 months well-made kimchi, not the kind of kimchi made with, like people these days will put Sprite and Coca-Cola in their kimchi. Not like that. Well-made kimchi, 1 tablespoon for 3 months. Just 1 little tablespoon every day will completely help to redevelop your healthy gut microbiome. If you're someone who grew up on processed foods, if you're someone who grew up on things that are very high in sugar, if you grew up, if you've ever wondered why you have indigestion or heartburn or acid reflux, or you just, to be blunt, have a difficult time in the bathroom. Eating 1 tablespoon of kimchi or lacto-fermented sauerkraut per day can help rebuild your gut microbiome in 3 months. And it's just a game changer, right? Because that also will make you less susceptible to other illnesses. You're less likely to get cancer when you have a healthy gut microbiome. You're less likely to get migraines when you have a a healthy microbiome. It's such a game changer. Your teeth are healthier when you have a healthy gut microbiome, okay? So, you're less likely to have to go to the dentist all the time, things like that. So it's just a very important food, right? And almost everything in here is, and you can make like with indigenous foods, right? Chilies are indigenous. There are wild onions. We make wild onion kimchi all the time. There's wild garlic. We use wild garlic all the time. Instead of using these radishes, you can use one of your native roots of one of your native mustard plants. There's one that we have called cutleaf toothwort. We've used that in our kimchi before. Wild carrots you can use. So it's just as wild and fun as you want to make it. People are making apple kimchi now. They make watermelon rind kimchi now. They make collard green kimchi, kale kimchi. You can make kimchi pretty much anything. I need that as a t-shirt if anyone's making those. So I'm going to actually want to pour that in here for me. So I cut these Napa cabbage, well, you guys did. You guys cut these Napa cabbages into bite-sized pieces. Normally, most Koreans like to basically halve or quarter the Napa cabbage. They don't usually cut it into bite-sized pieces, okay? But we did to make it easier and faster, because the quartered Napa cabbages take much longer for the salt to soak in, okay? Hey, honey, can you come help me?
Yep.
Thank you. I just want some of the water drained off of this. You can just pour it somewhere.
You want the other bowl?
Uh-oh.
You want to hold that back?
Yep. I'm just going to hold this back. Thanks. We're going to pour all the water off that we can without making too much of a mess.
You don't need to refrigerate, right?
No, you do not need to refrigerate kimchi.
But if you refrigerate it, does it
If you-
affect the fermentation?
It does affect, if you refrigerate kimchi, it does affect the fermentation. It will take longer to ferment, that's all.
And in the winter.
In the winter, you can just leave it out. But it will just take longer to ferment if you put it in the fridge. And that's fine, because sometimes Luke and I will make a huge batch of kimchi before we travel somewhere for 2 weeks. So instead, we'll just put it in the fridge, because if we leave it out, by the time we get home in 2 weeks, it will be very fermented, right? If we do want to leave it out and we're okay with it being very fermented after 2 weeks, we put it in the kitchen sink. And that's an absolutely necessary tip, because why?
Because kimchi will explode. So it's an active fermentation, and so you have active little critters in there eating the sugars and the starches and expelling gas. And if you have an enclosed system, it will go boom. Or it will shoot red, very, very red, like the reddest red sauce all over your kitchen, and you will never get rid of those splatters.
Yeah, kimchi powder can be used as a dye, and it will last forever. It actually makes a beautiful red dye. So these vegetables we salted, and there's water in here as well, and so we're gonna pour that off. Look at, that's just from the cabbage, right? That's like almost, I don't know, half a quart, maybe a pint of water, just from the cabbage. And that, like, it will, sometimes people will let the water drain off. They'll let it sit for 24 hours, and even more water will drain off. But we're making quick kimchi, so we're just gonna, okay.
Do you use the water for like bread making or anything like that?
You can absolutely use it for that. Yep. People use it in bread making. People will cut up other vegetables and put it in here and use it almost like a dressing for it. You could use this water to ferment other vegetables. It's very, very salty, right? Okay. So the thing is right now we have these two separate because I don't have a big enough bowl. Right? Okay. What's your language? I said a cuss word and a baby started crying.
Brenda, Sue.
I know.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
You were offended.
Oh yes. You were like, that hurt my ears. Okay. So we have this here. Okay. Thank you. You're doing amazing.
Maybe how
Okay. Okay. So what's in here so far?
Ginger,
Yes. Garlic and ginger, red pepper powder, and then apples and pears. That's it. That's all that's in there right now. Okay. Also for lacto fermentation. Okay, so in order to make kimchi, do you use vinegar? No. Vinegar is the enemy of lacto fermentation. It kills the good bacteria that you want to build up. There is a difference between pickles and fermented, right? Yes.
Sorry, if anyone a parent of Boone over here. Child named Boone.
Boone? Is anyone a parent to a child named Boone?
No.
Or B-O-O-N?
Yes.
No.
Boone? Anybody? No.
Okay, thank you.
Either that or they're just not admitting it. Oh, thank you. Thank you for noticing. Is there a reason why? Yep. Ingredients, right? You can marinate pork chops with this, and they are so fire, especially when you grill them. You can marinate, like, have you guys ever gone to a Korean restaurant and had spicy pork? Yes. This is the marinade for spicy pork. But you can also use it for vegetables as a food preservation tool as well. So, and I can repeat the ingredients if you need me to, but I'm just going to pour some of this over my dandelions and wild celery. And then I'm just going to mix it around. Okay, now. It does smell so good, huh? You want to be careful not to like make things mushy, so just watch how much you like do this. Sorry. Oh God, it smells so good. I just eyeballed it, so I hope it's good. Okay, so, and that's it, okay? So these will keep in the fridge for like a couple of months, and they'll just, it'll get really good, even better over time. Even better if you're okay with funky, right? Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing, that's the reason, like, sometimes kids don't like sauerkraut, or sometimes kids don't like, sometimes people don't like kimchi, because they're like, that has a funky flavor. That's the flavor of fermentation. Fermentation, also I have to say, is absolutely traditional for indigenous people. If you've ever had an item called bojapi, that's from my husband's tribe. It's basically berry pudding or like a berry sauce where they'll mash berries. Sometimes they'll mix it with a little bit of maple, and then they'll just eat that as a soup, or like sometimes they'll eat it with meat. These days, people dip fry bread in it, of course, but it's very delicious. That is a fermented product. You cannot mash up berries and leave them out. By 6 hours, you're fermenting already to like 2%. Okay, it's just not something to be scared of. Fermentation is traditional. Maple vinegar is absolutely an essential item for many northern indigenous peoples in North America, and it's delicious. So yeah, you got to be okay with a little bit of that fermented funk. Okay. So if you have a second, or if someone wants to go get forks or spoons, I'm going to try this seed too. It's terrible. No, it's so good. It's hot. it's hot. It's spicy. Yeah. It's a little spicy. I'm gonna try one of the. I'll answer. Give me 1 sec. So good. Oh my god. Yes. We're on Yep, okay.
Here.
You can have more too. You want to try it? You like spicy? Okay. It's a little
They're
spicy.
blanched like just right. They're so crunchy still.
Yeah, the crunch. I love the texture, right? Dandelion leaves. Yep, and there's wild celery in there too. Oh yeah.
Yeah, some of the wild celery. Here's
Okay, yeah, oh yes.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. And someone had a question. How can I help you?
So a lot of the time I see aspirational vegetables going bad in the brain. And it occurs to me,
I love the spice.
Exactly. This is such a great way for, like, you know, it's like you said, you could do this with kale. You know all that freaking kale that you accidentally grow? You can do this with kale. You can do this with any of those greens, you know? You know that box of salad that you promised yourself you're going to eat in the fridge? You could do this with that, you know? It is a little spicy. Is everyone okay?
Good, right? Yes, it is.
Yeah. And it will help preserve them longer. It won't last forever. You got it. Thank goodness. Where was it? Craven, I'm thinking like, where was it? Oh my god, it's here the whole time?
And then have another one.
Oh, of course, dear. Oh yeah, me too. Anybody else want to try some?
I like it a little bit, but I was like, oh, this is really good. Let me smell it right now.
Oh yeah? Spicy. If you like spicy, that sauce, you want to take it and do something with it? I get a radish. Oh, it's so good. If you want more, like, you know, you can, I'm going to set it aside. Normally my mom would make it super pretty. She'd take like a paper towel and wipe down the sides. But, you know, you guys are just going to have to be okay with chaos. So feel free, have more. Put on a glove if you want to. All right, now we're going to finish the kimchi spice for the Napa cabbage kimchi. Actually, first, hey honey, can you please come salt everything for me? Wash your hands. Oh yes, please. Yep. There's gloves over here too, dear. All right, let me talk about salting the vegetables, because this is absolutely essential. Okay, what causes kimchi to be preserved? The reason why we can bury it right here in the ground and come back in 2 years and it'll still be good and edible is because we salt it, okay? Now, back in the day, my mom, she would talk about how they would go down to the ocean when the ocean was clean and not full of microplastics, and they would dip the cabbage and the vegetables into the ocean water and let it sit for a little while, and then they would make kimchi with it. That's how they preserve stuff, was by using seawater. And then, you know, obviously that has come to be utilizing salt. Yes, sir.
I'm curious, when I was in Vietnam,
No, not all of it.
wrap it in cabbage and bury it in the sand and come back a week later. Or something like that. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, they do utilize salt on the cabbage leaves. I've never made those, but I've always been very curious. I'm sure that it's a sort of a lacto fermentation process. But I don't know. So, but I remember hearing that it was salted cabbage leaves. Great question. So for each, you guys saw the napped cabbages we used, right? They were pretty big. Sorry. For each Napa cabbage, on average, it's about a quarter cup of salt. For each Napa cabbage.
There's like 2.5 in here.
There are 3.
3?
Yep. 3 Napa cabbages. So like 3/4 of a cup of salt total. And then you could just like sprinkle a little bit on here and we'll mix it around too. Okay.
Try to get it on
Great
every
question.
piece.
What type of salt? Try not to, use whatever salt you have, okay? Whatever you have access to. Don't make it complicated, but non-iodized salt is best. The iodization of salt sort of prevents fermentation. My mom always said she could taste it too, so she always preferred non-iodized salt. But that's totally up to you. You still can use it. It just takes a bit longer for it to ferment. Sometimes, if you like watch, I'm sorry, yeah. But if you watch like videos when people make kimchi and stuff, they'll rinse the salt off. I don't normally do that because I try not to over salt in the first place. You know, you gotta remember that you have to have the salt in order for it to last. The other thing to remember is that actually some of the salt will leave anyway, because after this cabbage sits, what's going to happen after it sits in the salt? It shrinks and it releases water, right? And a lot of that salt comes off with that water when we drain it off, okay? So if you're worried about salt, just remember that. So you can preserve any vegetable this way. I have a friend who just makes carrot kimchi. That's like her kid's favorite, and she'll just grate up carrots and use the same sauce on it, okay? So for per like good sized Napa cabbage, about a quarter cup of salt, okay? So that's what we're doing over here, mixing it together. In Korea, there's a whole language around killing the cabbage, killing the vegetables, which is basically the utilization of the salt to preserve it, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna finish, but while we're doing that, I'm gonna finish the sauce. I have like a veritable ton of garlic and ginger here. I'm just gonna every plant I okay, so you know how I use the gochujang in there? This is gochugaru. This is the gochugaru. This is the I don't know if you all know this. Chili peppers are, where are they from? Mexico, exactly. And then the southern, what's now the southern United States. The chili is an absolutely indigenous gift to the world. It's Native American gift to the world, right? Indigenous North American gift to the world. There would be no kimchi as we know it today if it were not for indigenous people harvesting wild chilies like chiltepins.
If you don't want to be writing down obligations, I just want to show you when they put things.
get jealous.
I see how it is.
You know, actually, we found some at H Mart. I was so excited. You guys, these are chiltepin peppers or chiltepin chilies. These are the ancestor of every chili pepper you've ever eaten in your life. And they still grow wild down in like New Mexico and Arizona. So you can walk out in the desert and you'll find like little bushes with like little red berries on it. And they are so hot and spicy. If you like hot and spicy, you should try one of these. If you don't like hot and spicy, Nancy don't want to play with these. Oh yeah, sure. Chiltepin. And they will turn very bright red, and they're so delicious. To me, they have such beautiful flavor. I'll leave them out in case someone wants to try them.
Way spicier than anything like this.
My
dad grows them back home in Mexico, and only he eats them. None of us do. so much. Really spicy.
Like when I was growing up, you know this sauce. My mom will put these in there to preserve them and just eat them like that. So it's like chili on top of chili. But you could do that. You could use this sauce to preserve these chilies. Just remove the stems, put them in there, and then put them in a jar. So delicious, and they'll last forever that way, you know? And yeah, I love that.
That's for my dad.
Yeah, yes. Oh, he'll love it. He'll love it.
I want to try it myself.
Yes.
Are they on the level of like a fish or just pepper or
So they're not like a ghost pepper even. They're more like I'm afraid if I eat one, I'll have a hard time talking to you all. So I was gonna like, honey, what level would you put a chiltepin on? It's hotter than a serrano. But
Oh yeah, it's you know,
Hotter than the black side?
it's close to a bird's eye.
I would say it's close to bird's eye.
So bird's eye are actually, it's relative. Sometimes the chiltepin is called a bird's eye.
Yeah. Sometimes chili piquin are called bird's eye chilies. So they're about like that. They're about like that usually. But you know how sometimes when things get cultivated, they lose their flavor and their heat? That's always so disappointing to me. Like it's like cultivated apples. Once you have an apple off of just an apple tree that's growing somewhere, it's hard to eat a grocery store apple, you know? And that's the same way when it comes to chilies. The wild ones are just so fantastic. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of garlic and ginger in here, okay? And this is gochugaru. This is coarsely ground, not fine ground chili powder like you get in the grocery store, okay? You have to go to a different kind of grocery store to get this. But the smell is so amazing. Wow, beautiful of it. Look how this bowl was heaping full.
Yeah.
And just from them stirring it up a little.
And massaging, they like to.
Mostly this young lady over here.
It's already like lost a bunch of its water. So you can see the water in there. Okay? Yeah. Right? And so we'll pour that off. You can reserve that if you want and add it back in later a little bit if you want, but you know, we'll usually pour it off. Okay, so garlic, ginger, gochugaru, coarsely ground Korean chili powder. It's different than chili flakes. This
And you
has
want to make sure it's coarse and not fine.
How would you? Can I have you smell this? Do you mind? Tell me, what do you smell?
I'm not sure.
Smells like chili powder, but there's something else about it. Is anyone here good at like describing smells and?
It's like smoky.
Smoky. That's exactly what I was hoping you'd pick up on. Do you pick up on the smokiness of the chili? Yeah, they're not smoked. You know,
Like earthy, like there's more depth to the flavor than just the spice.
Yes, yeah, earthy and smoky and spicy. Yeah, it's just very different than like chili flakes or like chili powder, powdered chili powder. It's different, and it's a coarse grind. You have to have that, okay?
Oh no.
We're not only using apples or pears, is just because that's what I grabbed in the grocery store. That's it. That's the only reason. I could have just as easily. I wanted to show you that you can use any of those fruits. Apples, apples, pears, what's one like that? Crab apples. You could totally use crab apples as well.
Use pineapple.
Pineapple juice. What else?
Pawpaw.
I wonder if pawpaw would work.
Why would it?
Does it matter?
Okay, can I tell you something? Cooked pawpaw makes me very nauseous.
Oh no.
Yeah. About 50% of the population will get sick from cooked pawpaw after about the age of 30. I don't know why that is. It's usually not when we're kids, because I could eat as many pawpaws as I wanted when I was little. But Luke and I were at an event a couple years ago, and someone had made pawpaw bread, and I had 2 pieces and was very sick afterward. I can eat raw or frozen pawpaw, but not cooked. Weird.
Pawpaw ice cream is right now.
Pawpaw ice cream. Yes, and exactly. And you can't. You don't have to cook it first, you know. So that helps. Okay. So yeah. So you can use any of those fruits. I just wanted to show you that. That's the only reason. My favorite is probably the Japanese pear, only because that's what my mom used.
Mango.
You know? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mango
would be good. A green papaya. I think would probably be good. Yes, green papaya I think would be delicious. I've never tried it, but I bet it would be delicious. Good instincts. Yeah, okay. So we have the apple, the pear, we have the gochugaru, and we have the garlic and the ginger. And then no vinegar. We're going to add okay, now notice we're keeping the salt water, okay, and I'll show you why in a second, okay? I like to add a little bit of maishol into my kimchi. This is, again, that fermented plum syrup, plum extract. You don't have to. You have enough sugar in here, but I just like a little bit of that extra sweetness. So I'm just going to drizzle some of that on. And then I add soy sauce. Now, why am I adding soy sauce? Because I don't like fish sauce in my kimchi. That's the only, I always feel very shamed out to say that. As my mom would always make a separate batch of kimchi for me without fish or shrimp in it. Because people use little tiny brine shrimp in kimchi. They'll use fish sauce. They'll use, sometimes people will use anchovy water. Sometimes people will use like all kinds of fish and seafood in their kimchi. I like seafood, but I like it separate from my kimchi. And so I feel very shamed out by that sometimes, but that's why I use soy sauce, okay? And so instead of brine shrimp, I use soy sauce. You can use coconut aminos. You could use, what's the other stuff? Show you?
Bragg's aminos.
Yeah, coconut aminos is made by Bragg's. What was your question, dear? Yes, you absolutely can. Now, the other thing to remember, okay, is what is there a lot of in soy sauce? Salt. And what is there a lot of in here? Salt. So be careful how much soy sauce you use, okay? And that's also why I try never to oversalt my vegetables, because I know I'm going to be adding more salt with the soy sauce. So I'm adding enough soy sauce to kind of make a little bit of a paste, and if it's still too dry, then you can add water, okay? You could also add the fermentation water, the liquid that you drained off the cabbage. You want a paste, okay? But you don't want it to be overly dry. And just mix it together very well, okay? Now, when Luke and I first got together, we still weren't making much of our own kimchi. We would go visit my mom and have her make it for us. And sometimes my mom, she would just be like, I am not gonna cut up all these vegetables for you. She would instead make this kimchi spice, put it in a jar, and give it to us. And then we would go home, you know, drive, because my mom was still in Ohio at that point, and we would go back to the Dakotas, and we would cut up our own vegetables, our own Napa cabbage, and all of that stuff, and just add this to it. So this is a great thing you can keep in the jar in the fridge. You can add it, like I said, to nachos. It's so good. People make kimchi fries now where they'll put it on top of French fries too. You could use this, mix it with a little bit of, you know, sour cream and mayo and make like a spicy dip for vegetables. It's just so good. I'm gonna use a little bit of this salt water here, just a little, just to thin it out some. And then what's gonna happen to this with the salt in there, if we put this in a jar, what's gonna happen to it? It's gonna ferment on its own. This is gonna become a fermented paste. And it's absolutely delicious that way.
With the apple and the pears.
Yes, with the apples and the pears, the sugar in there, and the salt, it's gonna ferment. So, if you keep this paste setting on the kitchen counter in a jar with a tight screw lid on it, what's gonna happen? The jar will explode. That is true of pretty much anything with sugar or anything that ferments. Make sure to keep the lid loose if you're keeping it out of the fridge, okay? Okay, so just wanna, so see the paste, okay, see the texture? You can even do it a little thinner than this. Hey honey, can you bring me some clean water? Okay, I'm going to taste test here. So good.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How does the salt not stop the fermentation? Is it not also toxic to the bacteria?
So salt actually causes fermentation through lactobacillus, who loves salt. So salt, that's why salt causes lacto fermentation, because they're very good in a, thankfully, they're very, they love salt and almost no other bacteria does. So it's preventing spoilage by keeping out the bad bacteria and promoting lactofermentation by feeding the good lactobacillus. Any other common food item have lactobacillus in it? Yogurt. Exactly. Okay. I just want it a little thinner, but I don't want more salt in there, right? So I'm adding a little bit of water just to thin it out there. That's perfect.
Oh wow, that smells so good.
It smells so amazing, right? So right here, okay. This in here is just radish, carrot, and here, honey. Luke, sorry. Can you put this up here for me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. So this doesn't even have any cabbage in there. Luke and I will go out and harvest ramps. Wild leeks. Did you guys get ramps or wild leeks? We'll make wild leek kimchi. Okay? It's just wild leeks that we've cleaned, salted a little like we did the cabbage and vegetables, and then we add this paste to it. You don't have to add as much garlic, but we do anyway, just because we like it. But you could do this with stinging nettles. You could do this with burdock stems. You could do this with your leftover watermelon rinds. You can really prevent food waste by making kimchi out of it, you know? You could use, basswood, that tree basswood or tilia, use basswood leaves.
Your favorite.
Basswood leaf kimchi.
I love tilia leaves, they're so good.
Oh, they're so good, right? You can use okra. Okra kimchi is delicious. Me too. You can make eggplant kimchi. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just whatever you have too much of in your garden. You know what I mean? You know, at the end of the season, Luke and I, you know how at the end of the season you still have all your kale plants and they're still kind of producing, and most people just let them die in their garden and get rid of them next year? No, pick those, because the stems and the extra leaves make amazing kimchi. Broccoli stems make amazing kimchi. You can make broccoli kimchi too, but I don't like it as much as the stems. Okay, so in here I have some of the radish, right, the daikon, green onion, chives and carrots. That's it. And a little bit of salt. And now I'm gonna add my kimchi paste to it. Okay? This is just gonna basically be radish kimchi. And how much of the spice you add is how much you can tolerate. Okay? I'm doing 2 handfuls max, I think, in here.
So tasty.
The sauce that we made also keeps very well, so you could just make this, keep that in the fridge.
I was telling them about when my mom used to do that for us before we started making our own.
I like the expression.
Oh.
It was a helpful reminder, so thank you.
He's awesome. Yes, I love wearing gloves. Like, you know, there's something about getting your hands in there too, but it's like, you know, it just, I want to be able to like scratch my eyes later. You know, like, yeah. Okay. All right. That's it. That's done. Okay?
That's yummy.
So it's a mixed veggie kimchi.
I can tell it's yummy.
All right. You guys can go now.
All right, class is over.
So okay.
To eat.
Are there any spoons where they could, or chopsticks where you could just grab one
I will find you.
and then use their hands?
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So there's that. And then in here, we have more of those vegetables. All right. So, okay, listen just for 1 sec. Garlic, ginger, red pepper powder, soy sauce, fruit. That's it. Okay? Garlic, ginger, red pepper powder, soy sauce, and fruit. That's it. Okay? Is that easy? Vegetables and salt. Again, I want to reiterate. We could stop here. We could put this into some containers. Does anyone want that, by the way? Does anyone want some with no red pepper paste on there? Okay.
It is really good. I made it.
It is good like this. And if you didn't want any of the red pepper, you can stop here. You have done your job. You have preserved this food. You can eat this all winter long. Okay? You will have this beautiful, crunchy vegetable all winter long now. Okay? I can take some of this out of here if anyone wants me to. Okay. All right. What, did someone say something? Sorry. Oh, okay.
I a little bit have a question.
Yes. Can you open a container for me? Just the small one.
How would that keep all winter long? Like, what container? Would you have to put water in it, or just like?
Nope. You just
Yep.
You
just put it in like a container and
put it into a container and just put it either in your fridge or on your kitchen counter. That's all you do. And you will have this all winter long. This, and not even all winter long. I could eat this in 3 years. Like absolutely no exaggeration. You know, like I was saying, we have a jar of kimchi 7 years old at our place that I use for soup. It's a big jar like this, and I'm sorry, I don't want to get emotional. It's the last jar of kimchi my mom ever made, and so I use that for soup. You know, and so it has a delicious flavor. But I also take a little bit of that kimchi juice, and I always put it into our new batches. So I feel like I always have my mom's kimchi as like a starter. I use it as almost like having a sourdough starter, right? But yeah, so this will never go bad. It will never rot because of that fermentation process. Yes.
How long does it stay crunchy?
That's their question, right? Yeah. So it will only stay crunchy for a couple of years. Okay. And then it does. And then it will start to get less crunchy. Little bit of pro tip that Luke and I found out too. You can take the old kimchi that has gotten a little too soft for your taste and dehydrate it and powder it and make kimchi spice that is so delicious, like on top of anything. It's like amazing on grilled meats. It's amazing in hot honey. You can mix that kimchi spice with honey to make your own kimchi hot honey. So if it gets too old and soft, it is not bad and you should not throw it away. You should either use it for soup or dehydrate it, powder it, and use it as a spice, okay? There is no food waste in the food preservation world, right?
That's what you guys were mentioning that can also be used as dye.
Yes, yeah, you can use gochugaru as dye. If you got this on a white t-shirt right now, like, you know, a handprint or something, it would be on there forever. Especially if you put a mordant on it, like it would be on there absolutely forever. So, and so we made two sort of kinds of kimchi, right? We made one, like I don't know if I would call this kimchi. It's more of like a banchan. This will last a couple of months, okay? Whereas this one will last years, okay? This one, the only reason I say a couple of months as opposed to years is because we did not salt it first. And we added vinegar. And we added vinegar, so the lactobacillus isn't going to build up, okay? But it will last a couple of months in your fridge. So does everyone remember what's in this one?
The wild green.
Yep, the wild greens.
And garlic, ginger.
Gochujang, garlic, ginger, apple cider vinegar, and sweet stuff. Yep. And and a little bit of soy sauce. Yeah. And someone sprinkled sesame seeds on there, which is delicious.
You're welcome.
Yep. Thank you, dear. Okay. So this is the one that
I would like a tiny bit of this just for the baby to try without the red paint.
yeah. We
thought of him. I'm here.
We put 2 containers aside. Is that okay? Yeah. Want more than that?
No. It's actually nice that I can split that with someone. Just
Okay. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to finish this one now. Does anyone want to put gloves on and mix this stuff in? You're totally welcome to.
Your eyes and I mix.
Yep, there's some blue gloves right there.
Yeah, somebody got a picture first.
Take turns. How about that? Do a couple of mixes. Get pictures of yourself doing it. Film yourself, and then give someone else a turn.
This is so pretty. I should take a picture of this first. Your handprint's in there.
It is beautiful, though, right? The colors and stuff.
Someone should photograph this before we stick it on. Like from good. Okay. Well, I can take my glove off and do it.
And you said it's just the wild.
But someone could be me.
Man, this love's like a water.